And if it weren't for all of these subsidies, it's clear no one would be buying them, because Volvo announced during the week that they're canning plans to go completely electric by 2030. So clearly what they've got to do here, Lucy, is find any way possible to get these vehicles out there. And much like we've seen before with solar panels, you get cheap Chinese crap that is manufactured and essentially dumped upon Western countries like Australia for dirt cheap because they just need to get it out of the Chinese market. And then in the end, we're stuck with all this terrible, bad for the environment. We've got to do something about it, but we've got millions and millions of the things.
Yeah. Well, we're in a unique position in Australia because we don't actually manufacture the vehicles now. So if we were to introduce a tariff like what the USA and the EU have, it kind of wouldn't really make sense. But then you look at the other manufacturing parts that you also need to consider in all of this, like the batteries, the maintenance, the labour and all of that, that Australia will be looking to have a stranglehold on, right? But here's that word stranglehold that I'm using, where China have that, the CCP. What would it be if they weren't coming in and threatening some kind of trade war or an issue if we weren't subscribing to whatever it was that they were selling? So it's a really interesting situation, and we know that the Albanese government is always curtailing to China and that will not be in a real position to kind of have a position on this, really. So I find it quite fascinating, and where this is all.
I just want to know,
the irony is,
would you get rid of your Ford Falcon?
Oh my God,
is it 08?
No, you
the Falcon
wouldn't.
is doing much. There's another problem with the Falcon.
No more German cockroaches?
Apart from the no more German cockroaches, that has been done. Went to the electric sky. Alan, thank you very much. But yeah, no, I scraped it in the Aldi car park. We all knew about that, and I'm sure that's been keeping you up at night. Now there's something wrong with the engine. Like it's I don't know. There's something just. It's killing me. And
so you're going to get a BYD?
I'll take anything. I would take a push bike at this point over the Falcon.
But do you want a BYD? Do you want a BYD?
Well, the irony here, of course, is that the argument for Australia introducing electric vehicle targets and emissions limits for other cars is that Australia was becoming a dumping ground for all the old gas-guzzling clunkers from Europe and the USA and other markets because they had tougher regulations than we do. So they were coming here. And now it appears that we're becoming a dumping ground for electric vehicles that they can't get rid of in other jurisdictions.
Why don't we manufacture our own cars over here? Like, that's a genuine question.
But we did do it until...
It was so
years
expensive.
ago.
It was so expensive.
It's prohibitively expensive and it requires...
This will fail because the issue with electric vehicles is not the price. I know they're expensive, but that's not the price.
People don't want it.
The reason why Volvo and Toyota and VW are cutting down on their production of electric vehicles is people have worked out that they're hopeless.
Yeah.
The problem is refuelling.
Yeah.
You get a petrol car, you refuel in 3 minutes. The minimum it takes to refuel an electric vehicle is half an hour. You give up, and you have to do it every day.
Yeah.
Not once a week, but every day.
And that's...
So everyone's worked that out. No one wants them anymore.
And that's why people are going to hybrids, right?
Yes.
There is an answer in front of us.
There is.
If only we could just sort of go where the market tells us to go. Strange idea.
I haven't seen this much controversy around someone going electric since Bob Dylan at the Newport Folk Festival. Right.
Great.